ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। So, Guru Pyari Sahib Sangat Ji, like always, like the weekly Sakhis that we've been doing, we're going to talk about a new Sakhi today. And Guru Prasad, just as we're waiting for everyone to join, we're just going to start off with some Mood Mantra and some Guru Mantra again. So, everyone, please close your eyes and then we'll start off. ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੋ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚੁ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਾਚੁ ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰੁ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤਿ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦਿ ਜਪੁ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। So Guru Peri Saad Sangat ji, I think most people have joined. So we're going to start off now with the Sakhi Guru Prasad. Try to do this week's Sakhi as well. So I hope everyone is staying safe, and I hope the internet doesn't give us a problem this time, and the audio is better. Those are the couple of suggestions I received. So those are the couple of things that we were trying to fix for this Sakhi Guru Prasad. So Guru Peri Saad Sangat ji, पिछले हफ्ते, the last week, we did the talk नानक चिंता माते करहो चिंता तिस ही है जल महे जात उपायनो तिना पे रोजी दे. So Peri Saad Sangat ji, this week, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a new talk, and because Vaisakhi is coming up, we chose talks we chose two tokam, we chose 2 lines of Gurbani that would help us better understand Vaisakhi, that correspond with Vaisakhi, that really touch on the story of Vaisakhi. So we're going to start off with doing job of the 2 tokam. Tu cho sajjan mandiya ਦੇਈ ਸੇ ਸੋ ਉਤਾਰੀ ਨੈਣ ਮਹਿੰਜੇ ਤਰਸ ਦੇ ਕਾਦੇ ਪਸੀ ਦੀਦਾਰੋ. ਤੂੰ ਚੋ ਸੱਜਣ ਮੈਂਡਿਆ ਦੇਈ ਸੇ ਸੋ ਉਤਾਰੀ ਨੈਣ ਮਹਿੰਜੇ ਤਰਸ ਦੇ ਕਾਦੇ ਪਸੀ ਦੀਦਾਰੋ. ਤੱਤੇ ਦੁਲੈਂਕੜੇ ਤੂੰ ਚੱਚਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਚ ਊੜੇ ਔਂਕੜ ਓ. ਤੂੰ ਚੌ ਸੱਸਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਸ ਜੱਜਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਜ ਅਣਾਣਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਅਣ ਸੱਜਣ. ਮੰਮੇ ਦਲਾਵਾ ਮੈਂ ਡੱਡੇ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਡੇ ਐੜੇ ਕੰਨਾ ਆ ਮੈਂਡਿਆ. ਡੱਡੇ ਲਾਂ ਡੇ ਈੜੀ ਬਿਹਾਰੀ ਈ ਡੇਈ. ਸੱਸੇ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਸੇ ਸੱਸੇ ਔਂਕੜ ਸੋ ਸੇ ਸੋ. ਊੜੇ ਔਂਕੜ ਓ ਤੱਤੇ ਕੰਨਾ ਤਾ ਰਾਰੇ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਰੇ ਓ ਤਾਰੇ. ਤੂੰ ਚੌ ਸੱਜਣ ਮੈਂਡਿਆ ਦੇਈ ਸੇ ਸੋ ਉਤਾਰੇ. ਨੰਨੇ ਦਲਾਵਾ ਨੈ ਰਾਣਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਣ ਨੈਣ. ਮੰਮਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਮ ਹਾਹੇ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਟਿੱਪੀ ਹਿੰ ਜੱਜੇ ਲਾਂ ਜੇ ਮਹਿੰਜੇ. ਤੱਤਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਤ ਰਾਰਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਰ ਸੱਸਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਸ ਦੱਦੇ ਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਰਸ ਦੇ. ਕੱਕਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਕ ਦੱਦੇ ਸਿਹਾਰੀ ਦੇ ਕਾਦੇ. ਪੱਪਾ ਮੁਕਤਾ ਪ ਸੱਸੇ ਬਿਹਾਰੀ ਸੀ ਪਸੀ. ਦੱਦੇ ਬਿਹਾਰੀ ਦੀ ਦੱਦੇ ਕੰਨਾ ਦਾ ਦੱਦੇ ਔਂਕੜ ਦੋ ਦੀਦਾਰ. ਨੈਣ ਮਹਿੰਜੇ ਤਰਸ ਦੇ ਕਾਦੇ ਪਸੀ ਦੀਦਾਰ. ਤੂੰ ਚੌ ਸੱਜਣ ਮੈਂਡਿਆ ਦੇਈ ਸੇ ਸੋ ਉਤਾਰੀ ਨੈਣ ਮਹਿੰਜੇ ਤਰਸ ਦੇ ਕਾਦੇ ਪਸੀ ਦੀਦਾਰ. So again, Guru Peri Saad Sangat ji, I hope everyone is staying safe. I know A lot of us already know the story of Vaisakhi. A lot of you guys have done a better job than I'm going to do right now. So in the WhatsApp group, you guys have been posting your own versions of what happened at Vaisakhi, and they're really, really good. So the good news for me is, if I mess up today, we already have like 10 videos on the WhatsApp group about Vaisakhi, so the Sangat can watch those as well and learn about what happened in Vaisakhi. So we're gonna quickly look at what happened in Vaisakhi. I think everybody already knows what happened. So afterwards, we're gonna go into what the Panch Pyare mean. What do each of these names mean? So this is how I'm kind of trying to change it up a bit because I know everybody already knows the story of Vaisakhi. But Guru Prasad, let's get started. So Vaisakhi, 1699. 1699 Vaisakhi is coming up very soon. So Guru Prasad, what happens? Guru Sahib Ji caused a huge Jod Mela. What's a Jod Mela? It's where everybody gets together. So a Mela is where a lot of people come together and there's a huge event. It's kind of like a party. So this Mela has been happening for a long time. It was started with a third Guru, Tan Tarsi Guru Amar Das Sahib Ji. They made the tradition that every Vaisakhi, everybody would get together. All the Sikhs would get together from all over the place, and they would meet each other, and they would do seva together. They would do simran together, and everyone would have a really really good time. And this once Vaisakhi was really special. Guru Sahib Ji sent orders to everybody in India, in Afghanistan, everywhere where Sikhs were located. Guru Sahib Ji sent a hukum that make sure this Vaisakhi, make sure you guys come. So he called all the Sikhs in the whole world, all the Sikhs, they were all supposed to come. So there were so many people. Again, there's a lot of versions. No one really counted every single person, but the version that we're going to use is the one written by Ram Kaur Guru Paksh Singh Ji. He was, I believe, the great grandson of Baba Butta Ji. So he was a he's a very high person in our religion, and we're going to use their account of what happened. So they say there was over 1 million people. So that's luck. There's over 1 million people that came. So just to help us picture everything, we'll continue with the story first actually. So there's 1 million people and they come together at Kesgarh Sahib. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen Kesgarh Sahib. Guru Sahib Ji calls everyone here and everyone's getting together, and Guru Sahib Ji has one huge tent set up. That tent is worth over $250,000. है ना, so 2.5 lakh ਦੀ ਕੀਮਤ ਦਾ ਤੰਬੂ ਲਾਇਆ ਸੀ. And inside they have Prakash of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. What does that mean? That means Guru Granth Sahib Ji is in that tent and all the Sangat is doing Matha Tek, and Guru Sahib Ji themselves comes to do Matha Tek as well. And then Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji goes and they go on top of their takht. So there was a tent with Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and then there was a huge stage. A takht is like a stage. So there was a huge stage. And Guru Sahib Ji, on top of the stage, there's a chandoa. So chandoa is like I have a picture for you guys. So this is a chandoa side, and you guys have probably seen it at the Gurdwaras. This wasn't the one from Guru Gobind Singh Ji's time, but it was a chandoa kind of like that, really nice chandoa. This one was actually worth over Sawa Lakh as well. So Guru Sahib Ji is sitting underneath the chandoa side. There's 1 million people that are all there, and all of a sudden, what happens? So first they're all listening to Path. They're doing Asa Divar. And once Asa Diwan is done, Guru Sahib Ji does Ardas, and then a new thing happens. They go in front of everybody, everyone's quietly waiting. What's Guruji going to say? What's Guruji going to say? And Guruji pulls out their sword. And what do they say? They're looking at everybody and they say, I need a head. So look at, you can see all the people, there's 1,000,000 people, and Guru Sahib Ji stands in front of all of them and they start asking for a head. And this is how the story of Vaisakhi starts, you guys. So the story of Vaisakhi is a story of love, of how much the Sikh is supposed to love the Guru, how much they're supposed to listen to their Guru. So again, these two tukan that we chose, Tu cho sajjan mandya, de se so utar. So what does that mean? It means if you want, my sajjan, my friend, if you ask for my head, I'll cut my head off and give it to you. Why? Because nan mehinje tarsade kadi pasi didaru. My eyes, they all they want is to see you. So if by giving my head I get to see you, then that's what I'll do. So this is a story full of love. And a lot of times we say we love a lot of things. Like we say we love our parents, we love our friends. But I mean, if our parents ever try to hit us, we usually think these guys are monsters and we run away from them, right? But this is a story of love. When Guru Sahib Ji got in front on top of the stage and they pulled out their sword and they said, I need a head. So, like when our parents get mad at us, we run away. But imagine how much love these Gursikhs had that they were willing to cut their head off for their Guru Sahib Ji, right? So we have Guru Sahib Ji standing and in a super loud voice, they roar in front of everybody and they're like, Guru Kar de vich ek sir di lod hai. So they give the hukum. They say in the Guru's house, in my house, we need one head. And what happens? Everybody goes quiet. There was 1,000,000 people and you could hear a single pin drop. There was nobody speaking. Everyone was shocked. People were so shocked, they thought Guru Sahib Ji was going crazy. Guru Sahib Ji is usually the one that's giving happiness. Guru Sahib Ji is the one that usually gives their sangat a lot of things, right? But now they want a head. Now they're asking for something. And a lot of people run away. A lot of people got really scared and they ran to Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji's Mataji, Mata Gujri Ji, and they said, Mataji, Guru Sahib has gone crazy. We need to lock him up in a room. We have to lock him up in a room and we should make Baba Ajit Singh, Guru Sahib Ji's eldest son, we should make him the next Guru. They said, Guru Sahib's crazy. He's asking for heads. There's no point of us giving our heads. So a lot of people got scared. A lot of people were just there to eat prasad and have a good time at the Jod Mela, right? It's kind of like a party. They were just here to meet other people, meet their friends, eat and go home. Those guys, what did they do? They ran back home. But not everybody ran back home. So Guru Sahib Ji asks again. They ask for the second time. They say, Guru Kar de vich ek sir di lod hai. They said, in the Guru's house, we need a head. We need someone to come give their head. Again, there's complete silence. Some more people get scared, some more people leave, but it's just complete quiet in 1,000,000 people at Keskar Sahib. And then what happens? The third time, Guru Sahib Ji asks, Guru Kar de vich ek sir di lod hai. And what happens this time? We all know Guru Sahib Ji is pointing. They say we need one head. And Tan Bhai Daya Singh Ji gets up. And you know what happens when Bhai Daya Singh Sahib Ji gets up? So you can see kind of in this picture, everyone is scared. But you have Tan Bhai Daya Singh Ji that says, Guru Sahib Ji, Tu cho sajjan mandya de se so otari. If you're asking for my head, I'm going to give you my head. So what happens? Bhai Daya Singh Ji comes in front of Guru Sahib Ji, and what do? They don't say, yeah, Guru Sahib Ji, I'm going to give you my head. I'm going to give you my head. They ask for forgiveness. They say, Guru Sahib Ji, you asked for a head, and I waited for you to ask 3 times before I came and I gave you my head. They say, please forgive me. And they say, Guru Sahib Ji, if you need a head, my head is Hajar. My head is available. You can take my head. You can cut my head off. So that's how much Bhai Daya Singh Ji loved Guru Sahib Ji. And what does Guru Sahib Ji say? They say, Bhai Daya Singh Ji, like, are you okay? Like, why are you giving your head, right? Like, are you dying? Like, are you just saying like, I already have a disease, I'm about to die, I'm already sick, I have coronavirus and I might not make it or something like that, right? Not coronavirus, maybe I shouldn't go there. But let's say like he has some sort of sickness or some sort of disease or some sort of, he's really poor, he doesn't have food and he's dying. And he's like, oh, if I'm already going to die, I might as well just give my head. Guru Sahib Ji says, is anything like that happening? But Daya Singh Sahib Ji says, no. I don't have anything wrong with me. Everything is perfect. I just want to follow you. I just have so much love for you that whatever you ask, I'm willing to do. So Bhai Daya Singh Ji offers their head. And what happens? He asked again, he asked for forgiveness. He said, I'm sorry I didn't come the first time. Guru Sahib Ji says, don't worry. The fact that you waited 3 times is good, because now no one else can complain that they didn't have a chance to get up. Guru Sahib Ji asked 3 times and you were the only one to get up. So Guru Sahib Ji takes him. They take him into the tent where Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is, and they cut his head off. Remember, they had their sword in their hand. They cut off his head, and they walked back, in front of everybody on top of the stage again, and they say, Guru Ghar de vich ek ਹੋਰ ਸਿਰ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ, that we need one more head. Everyone is shocked. They see Guru Sahib Ji, and they see now that his sword, you can see the blood on it. Everyone is shocked. Everyone is scared. They're like, Guru Sahib Ji's cut his head off. Guru Sahib Ji cut his head off, and now they want another head. And again, it's complete quiet. What happens? We all know the story. So first Bhai Daya Singh Ji gets up. Then Bhai Tarp Singh Ji gets up. So Bhai Tarp Singh Ji comes this time and he says, Guru Sahib Ji, if you need a head, my head is available as well. And the same thing happens. Guru Sahib Ji asks him the same questions. Why are you giving your head? And he says, I love you, Guru Sahib Ji. Whatever you want, I'm willing to do that. So Bhai Daya Singh Ji gives his head. Guru Sahib Ji does the same thing. They take him, they cut his head off as well, and they come back and they say, we need one more head. And this time the third pyara, Bhai Himmat Singh Sahib Ji gets up and he gives his head. And then the fourth pyara, Bhai Mohkam Singh Ji gets up and he gives his head. And then finally the 5th time, Guru Sahib Ji asks one more time. Every time people are getting scared, some people are leaving, no one knows what's going on. All they see is Guru Sahib Ji with a bloody sword, and they see people going into the tent and they're coming back with a bloody sword. And this time, the last time, Bhai Sahib Singh Ji gets up. So Bhai Sahib Singh Ji comes and they give their head to Guru Sahib Ji. And then what happens? Guru Sahib Ji asks their sevaks for a batta. They ask for a bowl, a sarlo bowl. And what do? They get water from Satluj. They get water from a river called Satluj, and they put it in, and they get their khanda, and they start reading Japji Sahib Ji, and they start fading the khanda in the Amrit. And they're fading their khanda, and they're doing Japji Sahib Ji, and then Japji Sahib finishes, and they do Jap Sahib, and they do Prasad Soye, Chope Sahib, and Anand Sahib. And so they're doing this, and they're making Amrit. So the whole Sangat is watching. The whole Sangat saw that 5 people people entered and they had their heads cut off. And now they saw the Guru Sahib Ji is reading Bani. They're reading Bani, and with their khanda, they're moving it in a bowl full of water, in a bata full of jal, of water. And what happens? The Amrit is prepared, and by what it says in by Ram Choir in their version in what they write is that some splashes of that Amrit fell onto the floor, and birds ate it. Birds drank it, and when these birds drank it, they started fighting. Two birds started fighting. Two birds started fighting. That was how much power was in this Amrit. That as soon as even birds drank it, they're not just chirping. They got so much power in them. They're just ready to fight. And what happens? Mata Sahib Dev Kaur hears this as well, right? Mata Sahib Devanji, and she comes and she puts patase in. She puts patase in, and Guru Sahib Ji adds in the patase as well. And they're doing part as well, and the patase get added in. And what do the patase indicate? What are patase? Maybe some of us don't know what patase are. Patase, sometimes you go to the Gurdwara and you get Sukha Prasad. It's like these white balls. I should have got a picture of this as well, but it's like these white, sugary, almost candy-like things. They're really sweet. So what does Mata Sahib Kaur Ji do? The mother of the Khalsa, she adds this sweetness to the patase. I'm just trying to find a picture for you guys quickly. Okay, it's gonna take a little bit of time, I think, but you guys could probably just find one. You guys probably have patasi at home, and you can see. So Mata Sahib Devaji, the mother of the Khalsa, she adds the patasi in, and then what does Guru Sahib Ji do? A huge miracle. So Guru Sahib Ji gets these 5 people. So remember, it's just the bodies cut off and the heads are cut off. Guru Sahib Ji gets these heads and he puts drops of Amritan on them, and he attaches them to the body. And he attaches them to the body, and he attaches them to the body. All 5 heads that were cut off, Guru Sahib Ji splashes their Amrit, and they attach the bodies back to the heads. And then they, with their own hands, they give Amrit and they put it in their mouths and they say, Bol Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And when they say this, the people come back to life. They drink the Amrit and they say, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So you can see a picture. Guru Sahib Ji is going to each pyara. So they attach the heads and they give Amrit and they start saying Bol Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, and they all come to life in front of all 1 million people that were watching. They see that Guru Sahib Ji first cut their heads off and then they brought them back to life. So this is a story of how much love the Sikhs had for their Guru, that they were willing to cut their heads off and give it to the Guru. And the Guru Sahib Ji cut their head off. They did take their heads. And then afterwards, they gave everything back. They gave everything to these guys. Guru Sahib Ji made them his pyare, his beloved. Right? What happens after this? Guru Sahib Ji themselves. So the whole Sangat sees this. The whole Sangat sees that the 5 people had their heads cut off and now they're back to life. And 5 more people get up, and these are called the Panch Mukti. And we should know their names as well. So the Panch Mukti, so after the Panch Pyari gave their heads, the Panch Mukti came and they said, Guru Sahib Ji, we're sorry we didn't come at the first time, but we're offering our heads now. So they come and they give their heads. And their names are Bhai Deva Singh Ji, Bhai Ram Singh Ji, Bhai Ishwar Singh Ji, Bhai Tahir Singh Ji, and Bhai Fateh Singh Ji. So these 5 give their heads afterwards. And actually what happens, I actually missed a part. Guru Sahib Ji themselves, after they gave Amrit, they asked these Panch Pyare that please bless me with this Amrit as well. So Guru Sahib Ji themselves stands in front of them and they beg for the Amrit. They beg the Panch Pyare that please bless me with Amrit. And the Panch Pyare get so scared, they said, Guru Sahib Ji, you're our Guru. We listen to you. Why are you asking us for Amrit, right? And Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji says, no, it's Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji's hukum that everyone needs to take Amrit. I need to take Amrit as well. So Guru Sahib Ji themselves, he begs for the Amrit. He says, please bless me with this Amrit. And you know what the Panch Pyare say? They say, Guru Sahib Ji, we give our heads to get this Amrit. What are you giving to get this Amrit? And Guru Sahib Ji says, I'm going to sacrifice everything. And we're going to see later on, we're going to see stories, we've already heard stories before, and we're going to see other stories later on. How Guru Sahib Ji gave their 4 sons, how Guru Sahib Ji gave Anandpur Sahib, how Guru Sahib Ji gave all the money that they had, they gave everything that they had, because they said that that's the price they would pay to get this Amrit. So Guru Sahib Ji gives all this. They say, I'm willing to sacrifice everything when the time comes just to receive this Amrit. And then they receive the Amrit from the Panch Pyare. Just like Guru Sahib Ji gave it to them, that's how the Panch Pyare, they read the part, they gave the Amrit to Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji. And then after that, you had the Panch Mukti as well, that received the Amrit as well. So, again, a lot of us already knew this story. I have one final picture for you guys for the Amrit Sanchar. This is a story from Kesgar Sahib. You can see on his right side, so like over here, if I was to point over here, what he was carrying is the khanda. And this is the khanda that Guru Sahib Ji actually used during the Amrit Sanchar. We still have it today, and it's at Takht Sri Kesgar Sahib, and you could do darshan of it today. So that's the khanda that Guru Sahib Ji used to make the Amrit. Okay, so again, a lot of us already knew that, but a lot of us already knew this story. Now we're going to look at a little bit about what does it mean. And this is going to be a little bit hard to understand. I'm going to try to give examples to make it easier. But there were 5 people that got up. Bhai Daya Singh Ji, Bhai Tarb Singh Ji, Bhai Himmat Singh Ji, Bhai Mohkam Singh Ji, and Bhai Sahib Singh Ji. And each one of these people, when they came and they gave their head to the Guru, they brought value, they brought something new to Sikhi. They brought a rule to Sikhi. So let's start looking at the first pyara that got up. So the first person that got up was Bhai Daya Singh Ji. What does Daya mean? Daya, we've went through it before as well. Daya means compassion. Daya means being nice. Daya means that you help other people. That's what it means to have Daya. So Guru Sahib Ji was so happy that the first person to get up was Daya, because Guru Sahib Ji said that the most important thing in religion is being dayalu, is being nice, is helping others. Right? So Guru Sahib Ji said that Daya is the most important thing in a Sikh's life. So Daya Singh Ji got up. And then Bhai Tarb Singh Ji got up. What does Tarb mean? Like the Sikh Tarb, right? It's like a religion. It's the path we follow. It's the right path. So the next person to get up was Bhai Tarb Singh Ji. And Guru Sahib Ji got even happier. They said, this is the perfect order. They say, first we need compassion, and then we need to follow our dharma. Then we need to follow our religion. We need to see what our religion is saying, and we need to follow that. We need whatever the rules our religion says. If our religion says we have to be nice to people, if our religion says we have to, if our religion says we can't swear, and we have to respect our parents, and we have to do part, and we have to do seva, then we have to follow that. So we have to be nice and we have to follow our religion. And the next thing is himmat. What does himmat mean? Himmat means to be courageous, to be brave, not to be scared of anyone and not to scare anyone. And the next one was by Mohkam Singh Ji. Mohkam Singh Ji means, Mohkam means to be isthit, to be to be steady in our religion, not to give up our religion no matter what happens, no matter if we're starving, if someone's hitting us, if we have to pay a fine, no matter what, we're gonna stay by the Guru. We're gonna always be by the Guru. We're never gonna let go of our religion. That's what it means to be Mokam. And then what happens? The fifth person was by Sahib Singh Ji. So the person, the Sikh that has daya, the Sikh that follows their tar, the Sikh that's courageous, that's brave, and the Sikh that no matter what happens, they stay firm in their Sikhi. No matter what happens, they follow whatever the Guru Sahib Ji says. They get the fifth virtue. They get Sahib. What does Sahib mean? Sahib means God. So the person that follows all four of these rules, they get to meet Vaheguru. They get to become one with Vaheguruji. And not just when they die, while they're living. So we're going to look at small little examples of people that had daya and people that followed Dharma and people that had a lot of bravery. Okay, just to help us kind of understand this. So again, the first person that gave his head, I apologize again if this is a little bit hard to understand, but the story should help us a little bit. So the first person that got up was Bhai Daya Singh Ji. Daya means to be nice. So there's a million examples of being nice in Sikhi, and I just chose one randomly, and we're going to talk about that one. And this is a story that takes place after Guru Gobind Singh Sahib's time. So what happens? There's a person called Ahmad Shah Abdali, and he's a really, really, really bad person. What does he do? He goes around, he invades India, he attacks India, right? He attacks India and he starts robbing everybody in India. He starts robbing everybody and he starts stealing and he starts kidnapping. He starts stealing people's children. He starts stealing people's daughters and he starts taking them back to where he came from. So he robs all of India and he starts taking these poor people's daughters and he starts taking them back to Afghanistan where he came from. And what happens? Bhai Taru Singh Ji. Remember we heard the story about Bhai Taru Singh Ji before? How they had their khopri taken off? Bhai Taru Singh Ji gives news. He gives news to the Singhs that were hiding in the jungles that Ahmad Shah Abdali is kidnapping, is stealing our daughters, right? Is stealing our sisters, right? And what do these things do? Again, these things aren't related to the daughters. These things, it's not their own daughters and it's not their own sisters, but they have so much daya, they're so nice that the Singhs, they were hungry for 7 days, right? They had been starving for 7 days, and Taru Singh brought them food and he brought them the news that Ahmad Shah Abdali attacked India and he's taking all these daughters, all of our sisters, all of these innocent people back to Afghanistan and he's going to torture them, right? And what do these things do? They don't eat any of the food that Taru Singh Ji brings to them. What do they say? They say we're going to first bring all these daughters back to their parents. Only then will we eat anything. So we have a picture here of Ahmad Shah Abdali's army. So you can see, as far as you can see, this guy has So many hundreds and thousands of people that he attacked India with. And these things, there was just a few hundred Sikhs, and they were hungry for 7 days, and they were living in the jungles. They didn't have a house, they didn't have food to eat, they were starving. But what do? Even though it's not their own sisters, even though they don't even know who's getting kidnapped, they don't know who's being taken, they said, no matter what, before we even eat, even though we've been hungry for 7 days, we're gonna go there and we're gonna rescue these daughters. So what happens at nighttime? They attack this huge army, this gigantic army that's full of guns and so many nice weapons. They come and they attack it during night at nighttime. So the Sikhs come. Oh no, it's too small. So the Sikhs come and they attack. So this is the picture of the Singhs attacking on their horses. They have their horses and all they have is little kirpana and some spears, and they attack this army that has guns and cannons, but they're not scared, they don't care, because they have Daya. They say, we don't care what happens to us, we're going to save these other people's daughters. And what happens? These a few hundred Sikhs bring back 18,000 daughters. 18,000 people that were being kidnapped, they take them and they bring them back home. So they come against this huge army with just a few hundred people. They attack at nighttime and they save 18,000 people that were being kidnapped. So this is a huge example of having daya, of being nice, not caring for yourself, but to help other people. So these poor daughters were probably going to be killed, and they were going to be tortured. And these saints said, no, we're not going to let this happen. And they gave up their own lives, and even though they were hungry, they came and they brought these daughters back, and they brought them back home. And you know what? Everyone was just so happy that they got their daughters back. So is just one example of having daya. And there's so many examples. And every day in our life, we should try to be nice to other people as well. Just like these things, they didn't care that they were hungry. They put down the food and they went and they saved these other daughters. Just like that, in our life, we need to start to be true Sikhs. We need to have daya in our life as well. So if we see someone that's homeless, that doesn't have food to eat, if we see someone that's starving, we should give them food. And if we see someone that's in need of a place to stay, and we have some space in our house, or if someone needs some whatever someone needs, even if you're at school and someone needs a pencil, and you have an extra pencil, or you have just one pencil, you just break it in half or something and try to give it to them. That's true daya. That's the first thing a Sikh needs to try to implement in their life. That's the first thing a Sikh needs to try to do in their life, is to be nice. Nice to everybody. And then is tar. So what does tar mean? Tar means religion. To follow what our religion says. And what does our religion say? Our religion says, Sarv dharma vahe sreshth dharma, har ko naam jab nirmal kar. That the highest religious, the best thing that anyone can do is to har ko naam jab, to chant the name, to do simran. To do simran and seva, and nirmal kar. Nirmal kar means to do good deeds, to always do things like seva, to help other people, and never to talk bad, never to swear. Those aren't good deeds, right? If you're swearing at someone, you're not making them happy, you're making them sad, right? And if you're talking bad about someone, if you're doing in India, if you're slandering someone, if you're talking bad, if you're being mean to someone, all those things are against our religion. Those are things that we're not supposed to do. What are we supposed to do? We're supposed to do seva, simran, and help other people. So, naam japo, kirt karo, naam japo, band ki shako. Those are three rules that we should all follow by. So, kirt karo, we should work hard, whether it's working at school, whether we're working at our job, we should work hard. We should always jump naam. But kirt karo, naam japo. So we should always do part, always do naam simran. We should always sit down, close our eyes, and do mool mantra like we did in the beginning of this Sakhi. And we should always sit down, close our eyes, and do as much simran as we can. This is what it means to have tar. This is what it means to follow our religion. By doing as much seva as we can, to do as much simran as we can, to read as much Gurbani as we can, to work honestly, and to have like an honest living. So to do our work, and vadikishako, to share with other people, and whether that's in seva, if you're doing the seva of Avrtaying Prashade, or you're giving to the poor, or you're just being nice to everybody, that's vadikishako. So though again, जो सतगुर गुर सतगुर का जो सिख अखाए सो भल के उठ हर नाम ते आवे. So if you're calling yourself a Sikh, Guru Sahib Ji said you should wake up early in the morning and do Simran. And again, Guru Peri Satsang Ji, right now is the perfect time, since we're kind of just stuck at home. We should be trying to do as much seva, as much Simran, and as much part as we can at this time. And if we can wake up early in the morning to do part, is even better. And if you can do all five parts that were read during the Amrit Sanchar, Japji Sahib, Jap Sahib, Prasad Suye, Chopi Sahib, Anand Sahib, that's amazing. That's something we should definitely do. And then Rahra Sahib and the Kirtan Soila before we go to sleep as well. But try to read as much part as we can. So first we need to have daya, we need to be nice to everyone, and then we need to have tar. We need to follow what our religion is saying. And our religion is giving us a lot of rules, and the most important rule is to do as much simran as possible, to read as much Bani as possible, and to help other people and do as much seva as we can. The next thing we have is himmat. Himmat means to be courageous, to be brave. So again, there's millions and millions of stories of how Sikhs have been brave, right? One story that came to my mind was the story of what happened to the Pipiya that were in Mir Manu's jail. So Mir Manu was a really, really, really evil king. Really, really bad. He said that I'm going to kill every single Sikh in the world. He said, I'm not going to even leave one Sikh. So what did he do? He went to every Sikh's house and he would kill them, or he would go to every Sikh's house and he would start to kill them. And this is the time where the Singhs, they had to run away. They went to the forests and they were hiding. And what did he do? He didn't care that the Singhs were hiding. He took the Singhniya, he took their wives and the children, and he took them to jail. And what did he do to them? He started starving them. He said, I want these Singhs to come back from the forest and to try to save their wife, to save their children, and to save their wife, right? He said, I know that Singhs always come to rescue, right? So he said, I'm going to take the moms, I'm going to take them and put them in jail, and I'm going to take the babies, I'm going to put them in jail, and then when the dads come, because the dads were in the forest, right? They were fighting from the forest. He says when the dads come, that's when I'll kill them all. So that was his plan. So what did he do? He got all the moms and he put them in jail and he started to starve them. He didn't give them any food. But you know how brave these moms were? They didn't have any food. They were starving and they had babies in their hands. They had babies that they were supposed to try to feed, right? But they didn't have any food to feed the babies. But still, every day they would say, "Thank you, Guru Sahib Ji, for blessing me with Sikhi. Thank you, Guru Sahib Ji, for blessing me with Sikhi." Every day they would thank Guru Sahib Ji and they would do ardas and ask for everybody's well-being. They would ask for sarbat da pala. What does it mean at the end of our ardas, when we say Tere Pane Sarbat da pala? That means, Guru Sahib Ji, make sure you take care of everybody. Sarbat means everybody. Pala means to be good, right? To help them. They used to do ardas that Sarbat da pala, help everybody. Even even Mir Manu, the person that was putting them in jail, they were doing ardas. That even him, help him, make sure he has he has good things happen to him. So they're in jail. They're starving for days and days and days. Imagine a mom, she's trying to feed her baby, but she has no food. She has no food for herself and no food for the baby. And still she's just doing Simran and she's saying, Guru Sahib Ji, thank you for everything that you have given me. And all they're given is, after so many days, they're given one little glass of water just to keep them alive, just to torture them more. And every day they're still doing Simran and they're still thanking God. This is what it means to be brave, to stay no matter what. They say that we're gonna stay in Sikhi. We're not gonna convert our religion. We're gonna stay Sikhs. So this is what it means to be brave. No matter what happens, you're gonna keep doing Simran and you're gonna keep saying thank you, Guru Sahib Ji, for everything you've given us. So what happens? Mir Mundu gets angry. He's like, "Why? What's wrong with these moms, right? Like, why aren't they becoming Muslim? And why isn't anyone coming to rescue them? Like, why can't they get rid of Sikhi?" So what does he do? He starts giving them more and more torture. He starts making them use something called a chakki. So what is a chakki? We have a picture over here. It's this huge circle thing that you have to move it in a circle, right? You go like this, you go like this, and it's really, really, really hard to do. And what happens is, back in the day, this was how you had to make food, basically. So right now, we go to the store and we buy flour, right? We buy atta. And with the atta, with the flour, we make rotiyan. But back in the day, they didn't have stores with atta. They used to have to make atta themselves, and this is how they made it. They would get a little bit, some grains, and put it inside of this, and then they would stir it. And it was really, really, really hard. And imagine, these moms are starving for days and days and days, and now they're being made to do this hard, hard work. And each day they were given Sava Man. That means they were given 55 kilograms. So I'm not sure if you guys remember, I brought in the 30 pounds for you guys to see in when we were talking about the story before, where Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji bought some salt. And remember, we couldn't even pick up 30 pounds. Imagine 55. And this isn't just pounds, this is kilograms that we're talking about. So this is pakka. So savaman pakka is kilograms. So there, imagine 55. So we couldn't even pick up 30 pounds. Imagine 55, almost double that. Imagine picking up two of those. That's how much atta they had to make. So when you at home pick up atta and you'll see how light it is. Imagine how much atta they had to make that it equaled 55 pounds. When none of us could even pick up the 30 pounds when we bought that in. Next time I'll bring in 55 and we can see how heavy that is. But these moms, they were being they were being tortured. They had to do so much work. They had to do so much work, and they were getting no food. But even then, they were doing Simran. They didn't leave Sikhi. They didn't leave Guru Sahib Ji Sikhi, and they didn't convert. Right? They were just staying there, and they were doing Simran, and they were thanking God. This is what it means to be brave, to be courageous, to have himmat. Right? So Daya Singh Ji to help other people, Dharm Singh Ji to do seva and Simran and to follow our religion, and himmat is the third one. So a true Sikh needs to have himmat and needs to be brave. So, like these moms are brave, right? Like they're being tortured, no food, and they have to do so much work, but they're still saying, we're going to stay six. And you know what Mir Vandu does after this? He says, he gets even angrier. And he's like, I'm going to take these moms' babies and I'm going to kill the babies. So, what does he do? He starts getting the baby. Oops. He starts getting the babies and he starts cutting the babies. Imagine that, a little 1-year-old baby that you can hold in your hands, and he's getting these babies and he's cutting them into bits. And not just that, he cuts the babies into small bits. He cuts their heads off, cuts their arms off, cuts the legs off, and then he makes a necklace out of it. And he puts it in the mom's neck. He makes a necklace out of the mom's baby and he puts it in the mom's head. Imagine how much that must hurt. You can see in the back of this picture, uh, the kind of the black people. One of them is throwing a baby up in the air, and you can see a spear underneath that. That's what they used to kill these babies. They used to throw the babies up and catch them on their spear. Right? I'm not sure if you can see it, it's not the best quality, but just behind the black guy in the red shorts kind of thing, he's throwing up a baby and he has a spear underneath, and that's how they used to kill the babies. But even then, you know what the mom said? The mom said that Guru Sahib Ji, I'm so happy that my son, my baby, died as a Sikh. They said, who knows, maybe when he grew up, he would cut his hair, maybe he would leave Sikhi. Thank you, Guru Sahib Ji, that my baby was able to die as a Sikh. That's what it means to be courageous. No matter what happens, you're going to stay firm in Sikhi, and you're always going to do the right thing. No matter what, they didn't listen to Mir Manu because Mir Manu was evil. They said, we're only going to listen to our Guru because what our Guru Sahib tells us is right. What our Guru Sahib tells us is good for us. So that's what it means to be brave, right? And then we have the final twos. We have Mokam. So Mokam means that no matter what happens, you stay true to Sikhi. You stay, no matter what happens, you stay firm in Sikhi, right? Like you don't leave Sikhi. And again, it's just like these mothers. No matter what happens, they didn't leave Sikhi. They didn't give up their Sikhi. Even though they were being tortured, even though their own babies were killed in front of them, and their babies were put around their necks. They didn't leave Sikhi. That's what it means to have mukam as well, to be steady in your Sikhi, to always follow Sikhi, right? Mukam means to follow Sikhi. And the last thing that happens is Sahib. And what does that mean? It means the person that has daya, a person that helps other people, and a person that has tar. So tar means to follow their religion, right? A person that does seva and simran, and a person that's brave, that's himmat, that has himmat, that's brave, and a person that no matter what, they always follow Sikhi. They're gonna finally have the fifth thing, which is Sahib. And Sahib means God. they're gonna meet God. You're gonna get to meet God. And remember we heard stories of how Bhai Mati Das Ji was sawed in half, right? They were sawed in half, but even then, because they had met God, you could hear Bani coming out of them. We're going to become just like them. We're going to be able that we're going to become such great people that no matter what happens to us, we're always going to be we're always going to be doing Simran. And we're always going to see Guru Sahib Ji in front of us. And we're going to meet with God. And we're going to get the same power that all these Sikhs had. These Sikhs that attacked Ahmad Shah Abdali's huge army, right? They attacked the huge army and they saved 18,000 people that were being kidnapped, that were being stolen. They saved 18,000 people. We're going to get the same power that they had. We're going to get the same power that these mothers had. These mothers that they were being forced to use these chakkiyan, right? They were being forced to make 55 kilograms of atta a day. But even then, they didn't care. They were tortured, and their babies were tortured. But even then, they didn't care. We're going to start to become like these people as well. We're going to meet God, and we're gonna Sahib again means God. So we're going to meet God, and we're going to become just like God. When you meet God, you become just like God. So that's what it means for Vaisakhi in a nutshell is when we give up everything to Guru Sahib Ji. So, Tu Cho Sajjan Mandia. When we truly love Guru Sahib Ji, when we truly listen to Guru Sahib Ji, and we follow what Guru Sahib Ji says, and we're willing to give up even our heads for Guru Sahib Ji. Just like by Daya Singh Ji, by Tar Singh Ji, by Himmat Singh Ji, by Mohkam Singh Ji, and by Sahib Singh Ji. That's when we're going to truly celebrate Vaisakhi. So Guru Peri Satsang Ji, I mean, I think this story might have been a little bit confusing, and there was I know a lot of us already knew the story of Vaisakhi, so I want to kind of change it up, and I want to tell you guys a little bit, some more Sakhis that helped explain the Panch Pyare. So hopefully it all made sense. If not, if you guys have any questions or if something didn't make sense, please message me on the WhatsApp group or feel free to message on this chat. We're going to do a job of these talks again, and so we'll have some time if there are any questions. I know there was a lot of stories, a lot of different names that were said. I hope I didn't confuse anyone. If you guys need more explanation or anything like that, please feel free to message in the WhatsApp group, message in the chats, message wherever, and I'll try my best to kind of explain it further. Hopefully it made sense. I try to make it easier. But again, the Panch Pyare got up, and each one of the Panch Pyare, because nothing happens by mistake, right? Guru Sahib Ji knows everything that's going to happen. He knew exactly who was going to get up, and he knew exactly when they were going to get up, and he knew that these 5 people would get up. And it was these 5 people because these are the 5 things that a Sikh needs to have inside themselves as well. So we're just going to end off by doing job of these 2 tukka. So again, these are the 2 tukka that basically Bhai Daya Singh Ji followed, right? Tu cho sajjan mandiya de says utar. That Guru Sahib Ji, my friend, if you want my head, I'll give my head, just so that I can see you, just so I can meet with you, right? So that's the type of love we need to have for our Guru as well. Not like sometimes, I'm not sure if you guys as well, but I say I love my parents or I love my friends. But if my parents ever try to hit me, like I call you guys monsters and I run away from them, right? That's not the type of love we need to have for a Guru. We need to have the type of love that Bhai Daya Singh Ji had. That Guru Sahib Ji asked for a head, and Bhai Daya Singh Ji said, Guru Sahib Ji, my head is here. So let's do jobs of these 2 tukka. And if no one has any questions, or if someone has questions, please feel free. Or if any comments or anything, Otherwise, I think that might be the Sakhi for today. So, tu cho sajjan mandiya, dei se so utari, नैन महिंजे तरस दे, खाती पसी दीदारू। तू चौ सज्जन मैंडिया, देई सेसु उतारी, नैन महिंजे तरस दे, खादी पसी दीदारू। तू चौ सज्जन मैंडिया, देई सेसु उतारी, नैन महिंजे तरस दे, कादे पसी दीदारू। तत्ते तलैकड़ तू, चच्चा मुक्ता च, ऊड़े औंकड़ ओ, चौ। ससा मुक्ता स, जज्जा मुक्ता ज, णाणा मुक्ता ण, सज्जन। मम्मी तलैकड़ मू, मम्मी तलैकड़ मैं, डड्डी सिहारी डे, ऐड़े कन्ना आ, मैंडिया। डड्डे ला डे, ईड़ी बिहारी ई, डेई। ससी सिहारी से, ससी औंकड़ सो, से सो। ऊड़ी औंकड़ ओ, तत्ते कन्ना ता, रारी सिहारी रे, उतारे। तू चौ सज्जन मैंडिया, देई सेसो उतारे। नन्ने दिलावा नै, णाणा मुक्ता ण, नैण। मम्मा मुक्ता म, हाहे सिहारी उत्ते टिप्पी हिंग। जज्जे ला जे, महिंजे। तत्ता मुक्ता त, रारा मुक्ता र, ससा मुक्ता स, दद्दे ला दे, तरस दे। कक्का मुक्ता क, दद्दे सिहारी दे, का दे। पप्पा मुक्ता प, ससे बिहारी सी, पसी। दद्दे दद्दे बिहारी दी, दद्दे कन्ना दा, रारे औंकड़ रो, दीदारू। नैण महिंजे तरस दे, काते पसी दीदारू। तू चौ सज्जन मैंडिया, देई सेसु उतारे, नैन महिंजे तरस दे, कादे पसी दीदारू। तू चौ सज्जन मैंडिया, देई सेसु उतारे, नैण महिंजे तरस दे, कादे पसी दीदारू। तू चौ सज्जन मैंडिया, देई सेसु उतारे, नैण महिंजे तरस दे, कादे पसी दीदारू। So Guru Peri Sat Sangat Ji, Sakhi ਸੁਣਾਉਂਦਿਆਂ ਹੋਇਆ, I made many mistakes. Please forgive me. Please give me feedback, like if there's things I can improve on. Like for example, audio was something that a lot of people thought wasn't the best last time, so we got a new microphone. Hopefully this one was a little bit better, and then the internet hopefully was working better for you guys this time as well. But any feedback, like if it was too complicated, or if it was too easy, or if you want to hear more detail or less detail, whatever it is, please. The only way the Dasandasi will improve is if I hear your feedback. So please give me feedback. And also, if there's any questions, if something didn't make sense, or if something's confusing, or if you forgot something, or you need clarification, please feel free to ask. And Dasandasi will be happy to help, or other Sevadas will be happy to help. And so again, these two tukang tu cho sajjan mandia de se so otari nan mahinje tarsde kate pasi didaro. So these two tukang, we're going to try to memorize them these 2 weeks. So please write them on a board at your house, and while you're eating, and while you're doing anything, while you have any free time, please read them. Please try to memorize the meanings. We're going to post them again, the meanings again. We have the video is ready with Guru Prasad. We're going to post the meanings in the WhatsApp group so you guys can access it there, and it'll be posted on Instagram. ਉੱਥੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰਾਪਤ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, and please read these two tukka and try to memorize these two tukka. And at the end of the 2 weeks, next week we'll hear another Sakhi related to this. And at the end of the 2 weeks, hopefully you guys will give a test with the meanings, and hopefully these two tukkas will be implemented in our hearts. Hopefully we'll try to become just like Vaidya Singh Ji, right? So please forgive me for all my mistakes, and ral mil ke fateh bulaye ji. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।